up guys, Jake with Tactical. Come to another special video. Today, I got another red dot video for you. Today, we are looking at the Gideon Alpha. This is an RMR red dot that was actually sent out to us to the channel by Gideon. Thank you guys, we really do appreciate it. Now you guys know anytime we get free stuff, we tend to beat the piss out of it, and that's not going to be any different today. So today we're going to go over all the specs and features of this particular red dot, get properly zeroed up from about roughly 14 yards, and then we're going to go ahead and proceed to beat the living piss out of it to see if it can actually hold that zero or even still work for that matter. We do this because we think it's important to us and probably to you at home to know if the stuff you buy like this is worth your time and more importantly your hard-earned money. So let's see how she does. All right, so starting off, let's go ahead and get a zero. I'm shooting at my, well, it's already got holes in it because I was shooting this AR behind me. I'm gonna shoot at the bottom half of this infinity target because there's a bunch of bullet holes in the top half where I was trying to zero a scope earlier. We are going to be actually shooting at the bottom half, probably at the corners there to try to get a zero on this red dot. Just keep that in mind when I show you the target after. All right, so going over the specs and features of the Gideon Alpha. So this is actually a 3 MOA dot with a 65 MOA circle surrounding the actual point of impact. It comes in both red and green, and it comes in right around 200 bucks, like 199-ish, you know, check Amazon. But regardless of where you get, that's actually gonna be a very high value red dot for what you get. Hold that one. Mostly down to the right. Let me see if I'm right. Yep, sure is. It features 10 different brightness settings, A, which are going to be for daylight use, and 2, which are going to be for night vision. It powers all that with a CR1632 battery, which gets you supposedly about 50,000 hours of battery life. You know, it really depends on how bright you make it. If you go with the full power of the sun, then it may not last as long, whereas if you turn it down on one of the lowest brightness settings, it'll probably last even longer. That being said, it does feature shake-awake technology like you see with a lot of different red dots, meaning you set it down somewhere, you forget to turn it off, no problem, cuts off after a few minutes, pick it back up, it detects the motion, it'll come back on for you at the same brightness you started with. Meaning your 50,000-ish hours of battery life will probably last a lot longer than that. I think I'm gonna have to go and spray paint the target because I'm sucking right now. All right, let's try this again here. Dead center. Now it features a 7075 T6 aluminum body. It is shockproof, waterproof, all that good stuff. It all comes in a nice little open air package there. It's got two nice rubberized buttons there to actually adjust your brightness. You can actually turn off and on the shake awake if you don't want it to turn off for whatever reason. Up top there you see you've got your elevation. On this side you've got your windage. It does have 1 MOA adjustments, meaning, you know, roughly 100 yards, you're gonna see roughly about 1 inch of movement per click. Pretty good. I was just aiming center of mass. So that is where my shots were. Pretty much center of mass. I had that one flyer kind of go down low, but for the most part, they're all there. Perfectly nice and lined up. And I did bring it to the left just a little bit there because I just feel like it's still a little bit too far to the right. One thing I do like about it is it does come with a little RMR Picatinny adapter. So you can literally mount this on an AR or MP5 or God forbid you do that. You get what I'm saying. You can basically mount this red dot on anything that takes a Picatinny rail. If you want to replace your battery, you see there, that's where the battery goes up top there. One thing I don't like about this red dot though, and this is just a small little nitpick, not a big deal, and that is, if I can get to focus for me here, you'll notice it does pretty much block your rear sight from being usable because of how high it stands. Now this is, as you see, an RMR cut slide, PSA dagger of course. So it does sit as low as it pretty much can. There's no plate to kind of raise it up as high as it is, but it does in fact block the rear sight. Good news everyone, we don't actually have a front sight as you see there. So the fact that it actually blocks this rear sight's not really a problem. God, I keep feeling creeped out. I feel like someone's up there watching me. I do not like it. All these features are really great and awesome. Love them. Chef's kiss on the price point, $199 for all that. Great stuff. It's not going to matter though if it doesn't survive our beating. So let's proceed to the beating test, shall we? Behold, the Tree of Damnation. I decided to bring this back. This is where we essentially beat the piss out of it first against a tree. We're empty, of course. safe here-ish on Team Tactical. And let's smack it around and see if it loses zero. Get a little closer so you can see it too. Just hammering away, baby. As you see, the red dot has lots of tree juice on it, but no actual damage there. Red dot still works and everything, so let's see if we lost any kind of zero at all. Shooting top left corner. Yeah, I'm kind of fucking around, I'm going too fast, but let's see what we got. Got a little bit of explaining to do here. I was aiming the top left corner there, and I pulled one shooting too fast. You can see it's kind of like just on the edge there on the left side, but I was hitting that top left corner between the C and D zone there. Honestly, not that bad. Still accurate. I like it. Got a little bit of rainwater here. I thought might as well just go ahead and just submerge it nice and properly there. Lots of rain, as you see. Still works. Just gotta get the raindrops out. All right, this is it. This is the moment you've been waiting for right here, friends. The infamous Brick of Damnation. We've got the slow-mo camera on. This is where we take a fully loaded magazine, and the gun is of course empty. Put the magazine in so it's got the weight of it, and we proceed to drop test it multiple times to see if it loses zero or if it cracks or breaks, or who knows. Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Okay, 2, 3. Ooh! Got some bad news, friends. She broke. You want to see it? Of course you do. All right. Get some better lighting here for y'all. Check out the damage. I hit my rear side a lot. Eventually that'll go away too. But check out the damage here. Look at that. So the aluminum housing took quite a beating. It's still there. The good news is it's usable. Like we might actually be able to make this work. Bad news is, ugh. Yeah, it'll be good for that emergency situation, but anytime you break the glass like we have here, it becomes very dangerous. This is where iPro really comes in handy. In my experience, when you've got broken glass like this, well, it tends to flick back at you and directly in your face. So we're gonna take a few shots here to see if it's still zero, of course, but I'm not gonna go wild with it. I'm not magged up in here. This is I'm always iffy about doing this. All right, admittedly I'm a little bit closer up than I was before. I'm probably about closer to 10 yards than 15. I'm still at the same target. I'm gonna aim in the bottom left of the A zone and see if we still hold zero. Motorcycles, awesome. Hold that one. Okay. I had a few pulled shots, but for the most part, it was pretty spot on. So, these shots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, were kind of pulled. I was shooting kind of fast. This is where I was aiming. This little spot right there. So it has shifted just a little bit. Of course, last time it was a little bit too high. That may have been from the drops. It could have been from just maybe those adjustments I made. For the most part, I mean, it's a hand-sized pattern, size of a saucer, pretty much where I was aiming, except for a couple of really bad flyers I had. For the most part, majority of my shots are just right here in that little area I was aiming at. Now, one thing I would like to add is, as far as I could tell, I didn't get any flakes of glass blowing back at me. Let me check myself here in the camera. I don't see any. Not that that means it didn't happen. This thing still shot accurately enough despite the fact that it had the glass cracked out. I mean, yeah, they had a few flyers, but for the most part, I think it did fairly well considering what we just put it through. It survived all the smacks on the tree, and that kind of represents the regular bumps and jostling around that might happen when you have a red dot on your handgun. As far as the drops go, I mean, you know, I don't always try to put a positive spin on everything, but the fact is it did survive 2 drops directly onto a brick with a fully loaded magazine. 3rd drop, it cracked. That sucks. But, I mean, let's be real here. Most of the time, y'all aren't going to be dropping a fully loaded firearm directly onto the red dot like I did here today. I like to do this because it lets you guys see just how far you can push your budget-friendly red dots like this one. It's not bad, all things considering. 200 bucks, survive a couple of direct hits like that. You decide. As far as I'm concerned, I like it. Now, I think if you're looking for a good budget-friendly red dot with a larger circle dot reticle to it, and can take some pretty decent hits, I think you'll like it too. Guys, that's gonna wrap it up today. Remember, if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. What do you think about the Gideon Alpha? Love to hear from you. We will see you next time. Oh, I hear the Wendigos again. They're out there. The woods are getting quiet, my friends. It's getting late, getting creepy. Oh, you hear that? Stuff keeps dropping.